Don't know the power.
The math is unfootable.
Fusion reaction.
Oh, hell yeah.
Get to the chopper!
Price go up.
Gigantic fusion reactor that just works.
Multiple income streams and real yield.
Ooh, yeah!
Jeeps can no longer dump on your heads. The revolutionary decentralized finance protocol. Fusion reaction in T-minus 3, 2, 1.
Fusion! You don't know the power.
The math is unfootable.
Fusion reaction.
Oh, hell yeah.
The mothership.
And what's it gonna do?
Everybody excited?
Oh, hell yeah.
Give my creation! Fusion.
Get ready to rumble.
Fusion.
Gotta do a huge shout out to Cool Sheet. That song just hits.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to EMP, our official live stream every Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Eastern. My name is AJ. I am the team lead here, and I'm joined by my co-host with the most and fellow team member, LA. LA, how are you?
Hey guys, I'm good. Happy to see everyone here.
Yeah, no doubt. We got another great episode this week. Very exciting stuff. As you can see in the title, Eshare on pace. So that'll be a topic for discussion. We have some more Flywheel information and even some super duper alpha at the end. So make sure that you stick around to the very end. Thank you to everybody that still joins these AMAs every week. We do this every week at 6:45 p.m. Eastern to be available and help everybody and answer questions. So those that show up, we appreciate it, and obviously if you watch the recording as well. So all right, before we get started, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. That really helps get the word out and helps us grow as we get into the real bull run. When we get a lot of engagement, a lot of numbers, then that helps push our videos to others. So please make sure you do that and help support their cause. So all right, awesome. Then LA, I think we're gonna jump right in. Let me go ahead and open my notes real quick. And I see Florida Joe in the chat as well. I actually got to meet Florida Joe for the first time ever this week.
That's
So shout out to
amazing.
Florida Joe.
Cool.
Yeah, isn't that crazy, Ellie? We were just at a local store, and boom, there he is. So yeah,
Amazing.
yeah,
Shout out
much
to
love.
Florida Joe.
Yeah, much love to Florida Joe, one of our incredible OGs and longtime supporters. So appreciate you, brother. And yeah, great to connect. So all right, let me go ahead and open notes here. Hang on one sec. All right, so again, we have some major alpha with Eshare on base, the Fusion Flywheel, and more info on what's coming. But we're gonna be a little cheeky, and we're gonna leave that till the end. So make sure you stick around. Those that pay attention will get the first look. So on that note, then we're going to start with Fusion, and obviously eShare has a direct correlation with the success of Fusion as well. So just remember that as we go through all this, that everything that we build, whether it's supporting eShare or even other protocols, all of that is in hopes to drive revenue back to Fusion. Fusion is and always will be the mothership. I mean, that's what we call it. That's why it's called that for a reason. Is that the whole point is everything will feed Fusion, and unfortunately, a lot of the attention and hype around EMP and Fusion has died off the last few weeks. Obviously, when the chart doesn't look that good, that's usually what happens. But remember, we've said this many, many times. Taking advantage of the peg bonus and getting positions while prices are down is really where the money is made. If you're buying all-time highs, then you're FOMOing in, and that isn't necessarily the best move in terms of actually making money. I know it's very counterintuitive to human nature, but when things are down, that is when you should train yourself to be buying, and when things are up is when you should potentially be trying to take profit. So all that being said, LA, I know you're the best at rallying the troops. I mean, what are your thoughts on this? I know we're about ready to really rev things up, but you want to go over a few of the key points?
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more with what AJ was just saying. I always preach mindset, and having the right mindset behind how you strategize is so important with who's actually going to get ahead faster and for longer. And so when it comes to EMP Fusion, just like AJ just said, it's majorly time to rev things up a major notch. There's a 3.82 peg bonus at the moment. There's also lots of microgrids at a steal of a deal. And we have our weekly and our monthly competitions for Fusion sacrifices. We've already gotten rid of a lot of the non-believers. And every non-believer who exits, as much as like it doesn't make sense when you look at the chart, but we actually think that's a good thing because it literally paves the way for an easier return to peg for all of us and the ability to get ahead faster. When we get rid of those chunks of EMP that are being held in the wallets of people who haven't been around for a while, they don't know what's going on, they're not interested in sticking around for the long term, it means that the ones of us who do believe can scoop that up at a cheaper price, can build our microgrids, and literally pave the way for ourselves to have these futures that we've all been hanging around to achieve, right? And so it's all about the mentality that you carry around it. And those who have the right mentality, like I said, are going to get ahead faster and stay there for longer. Does it suck to see PEG has gone down a bit? Yeah, of course it does. But does that mean that none of us should be taking action or care about what we've built here and what we're still building? Hell no. So this is when it's more important than ever to keep working together as a community and not just let things stall out, because when we combine forces, we're absolutely unstoppable emperors.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, I couldn't have said it better myself. And, again, I know maybe some of you might be new to EMP. We've had a lot of new, additions, which we love you. Welcome. But, it really boils down to conviction too. And we've talked about this a lot. I mean, if you don't have conviction in a project, it makes it that much harder to hold and to buy during the dips. And, maybe some people don't have conviction in EMP, and that's okay. Like LA said, those that want to exit now, they don't see the vision. Yeah, it sucks in terms of short-term price and peg, but long-term, it's extremely bullish and way more healthy for the protocol when we do finally start this, quote unquote flywheel. Again, we've admitted it time and time again. APR is down, yield is down, but all of that is on purpose because we're buying very cheap microgrids. A lot of the economic energy has been going into that. If you do want to exit EMP, another great way is to sacrifice your EMP and then just sell your microgrid. Honestly, there's probably a little more liquidity doing it that way, especially since we are buying cheap microgrids and a lot of the community is as well. And when you do that, again, it's by design, is that that doesn't affect the chart. So if you're selling EMP directly, you're killing the chart and you're getting hit on price impact. Again, today we had a seller that they got killed on price impact just because the liquidity is purposely low. While we're still recovering. Um, had they sacrificed that into Fusion and then sold their microgrid, even at a discounted rate, they probably would have gotten more for it than just dumping. So that is also why Fusion is designed the way it is to protect the chart, even for people that want to exit, they can do it through their microgrid. So remember that as well. And yeah, I mean, again, another thing I wanted to bring up was what we call realized or unrealized profit or loss. So, when you're holding EMP and you see the price go down, everybody says, man, I'm down so much, I'm wrecked. But that is an unrealized loss. So you really only are down when you sell. So if you're selling at the lows, then absolutely it's a big hit and it's a realized loss. And then you very, very well may be wrecked at that point. But fundamentally nothing has changed. All the revenue streams are only building. And again, although it doesn't reflect in the chart, things are very healthy, and we're purposely doing this slow and steady so that we have a sustained recovery and a very healthy, economic structure moving forward. And so those that get that, I think are still stacking. They're happy, and maybe you're fully allocated to EMP. That's okay. Again, we're not here to always say, buy more, buy more. Obviously, we never give financial advice, and we're just laying out, the fundamentals of how this works. And if you're happy with the EMP that you have and you're fully allocated, then just hang out and be along for the ride until things do start really taking off. So yeah, I think that was a great overview. And again, if anybody has questions with any of that, feel free to ask in the chat. We'll go over all the questions at the end. So, LA, anything else you want to talk about directly in regards to Fusion?
Nope, that is all.
All right, awesome. So, a little bit of development updates. We're working hard in the background still to improve every part of the protocol and all of our protocols. We did some updates on the UI with Dex Swap over the week. Now the ETH price should be reporting correctly. Remember, liquidity is still a little thin, so you are better buying, blue chips, BNB or ETH on PancakeSwap or any of the other bigger dexes. But if you're buying our tokens, the most liquidity is always on DexSwap. So that was good. Everything else has been coming together. We're still building revenue streams. All the fees from microgrid sales and Fusion itself have been going into buying more EMP. Like I said, mainly microgrids right now, but they're getting the floor is rising. I mean, there's less and less good deals on microgrids, which is really, really powerful. And we knew with the migration that we would see cheap microgrids. And I think those that just, got what they were due through the migration and just left, those people are getting less and less. So that is really powerful because then once there is no more good deals on microgrids, then we can move back to uh, helping to support the EMP directly on the chart. So all that is looking good. Another quick update was on power ups. There is still an issue with those, but we're working through it. Hopefully, it will be ready soon. I don't have a date for you, but power ups are still a thing. We just had an issue with the smart contract, and everybody that had pending rewards, as well as continuing rewards, will start again on those. And yeah, I think that's really a lot of development updates, other than what I'm going to talk about in a minute with Eshare. But any other loose ends with the development front, LA?
I don't think so.
All right, awesome. So, all right, I'm gonna have you while I pull up bonds. If you could just go over a few of the bullets, and then I'll elaborate while I pull them up here.
Yeah. So we're getting closer and closer to paying back the compensation fund. We're making really great progress with it every week. And so remember that when that has been fully paid off, we then have that 30% between DexFi and Fusion to really fuel our rewards. And as the bond fund grows, so too do the rewards and our ability to pay off the compensation fund quicker and quicker and quicker. And so we continue to have interest from other projects to white label our bonds program and or to get involved in the vaults. And remember that you can view all of the stats and use the convenient calculator on the Fusion Watch website. The guys, John and Grover, have done an incredible job. There is a tab called bonds, and when you click on it, you can see a lot of really useful information. You can also use the yield calculator, which is really helpful, and that'll help you kind of gauge your goals and how many bonds you're going to need to reach them and all that kind of stuff. So definitely check that out. And the last bullet that I wanted to mention is that we've paid out over 400,000 in rewards so far between Bernard bonds and the main DEX5 page bonds. And so that in itself is just truly extraordinary.
Yeah, absolutely, LA man. That's so bullish. Everything you just said gets me excited. So we'll go over all that again. We've done a deep dive in the last few AMAs, so I'll just go over a quick overview. But obviously, these are Treasury bonds. This has been the backbone of what we are doing moving forward. And like LA said, we've made major headway on the compensation fund. And why that's important is, once that is taken care of, this is a massive revenue stream to Fusion and GDEX. So that is, every day that's closer and closer. And as soon as that is done, the floodgates will absolutely open. So again, you can mint bonds on base. You just need ETH on base, and you can mint your bond here, and then you get paid every minute or every second, depending on how big a bag you have in USDC. Right now, the APR is around 67%. Again, it fluctuates. We did have a pretty slow week last week. This is all real yield. And so a lot of the assets that we were allocated to had very low volume. We did about like a third of what we usually do in terms of volume. So that's why the APR is a little bit lower. But again, it's been averaging around 80% APR for the last 3 months. And like LA said, the proof is in what is paid out. So, between, and I'll show the other white label in a second, but 330 here and another 70 plus over on Bernard Bond. So that's super powerful. And again, one really cool thing is that you don't even have to listen to me or take my word for it. Everything is doxed on DBank. So this is all the on-chain data. All this is here, fully transparent. Let me scroll down. I'll show you all the different positions. You can see all our allocations. Again, half is usually ETH, and then half is another asset. Unfortunately, a lot of other assets have been down, which is why the ETH ratio is down, which I know a lot of people have been asking about. I'll show that. But it goes the other way as well. So, September is usually a very key month. I think we have rate cuts coming, and October is really when we see the real bull run. So things will really start heating up in a matter of weeks, and we should see a lot of this recover in both ETH value and dollar value. And we've had a lot of deposits, so we have still about 62 grand in ETH that we're just waiting for good entries. So that's money that is currently not earning, and once that's in, then APR goes up even more. So, all right, let me go back here. I just want to mention one more thing. All right, so a lot of you have been asking about the ETH ratio. If you go and Google Bernard Bonds, I do an AMA with Ryan for Bernard Bonds every Tuesday. We did a whole hour explaining this, but I'll do a really high level overview. This ETH value, obviously, it started at about 0.1, now it's almost half or less than half, but it looks a lot worse than it is because this is really based on what we're allocated to. So even if you bought, and we have videos of others, and even Ryan shows it in his video, even if you bought bonds when it was 0.1 ETH, um, with the yield, you are still in profit from day one, and you're fully exposed to all the underlying assets and ETH going up as well. So in terms of dollar value, you're still in profit. Obviously, if you put ETH in, you're down under ETH, but that is the price that you pay for getting into a yield producing protocol. Like, in other words, if you are a trader and you can buy the bottom and sell the top, and know what's coming with ETH, then bonds is probably not for you. But if you're interested in the passive income with exposure to Ethereum, then this is for you. And this number can easily go the other way. A lot of our tokens that we're exposed to, Banker, REI, SPX, they're down about 40% from all-time highs. And so when they go up and ETH goes up as well, this easily gets back to 0.7, 0.07, 0.08. And obviously with ETH going up as well, you could double, even if it stays where it is, and ETH doubles, you're looking at $400 bonds. So I just want to talk about that. I know a lot of people are confused by that, but again, it's another reason to DCA when bonds are cheap. And unless all the tokens that we are exposed to and Ethereum goes to zero, it's impossible for this number to go to zero. So, and when people redeem as well, that 10% redemption fee, that also boosts this ETH ratio. So over time, even if things stay the way they are, with no price appreciation on the other assets, the yield and the tax or the fee will help bring that up. And last but not least, one last point, we did adjust the compound ratio a little bit. We were doing 25, 75 in terms of compounding the yield and the payouts. We adjusted that a little bit. So now we're doing, I believe, around 35, 65 split. So that should also help this ETH ratio. And that's another reason that, APR is down about 3 points. We're usually around 70%. And so, again, you are going to suffer slightly lower APR, but it should definitely help protect some of the principal value in ETH. So, all right, that was a lot to go over. Oh, and I did want to show Bernard Bonds. Again, I had somebody say, Bernard Bonds is a scam. They're copying us. So no, Bernard Bonds is a white label. So again, make sure you're following all of our socials. This is the exact same protocol. We just have different allocations and different contracts. And man, we paid over almost 90,000. So we're over 400K in payouts for sure. And again, the TVL over here looks really good as well. Closing in on $1 million of TVL here. And again, this also helps our protocol because we get 10% of the split. So yeah, everything is coming together and looking good. Are you bullish on bonds, LA?
Oh, 100%. I mean, it's just so inspiring seeing the stats every week, especially now that Fusion Watch shows even more of the stats, and I love seeing it grow. And I really believe it's going to be such a powerful revenue stream for Fusion, and also just for all the bondholders to earn really great rewards.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of Fusion Watch, again, like you said earlier, shout out to Grover and John. They're absolutely killing it on this. It's been, really a full community effort. So please send them some love. Their donation address is at the bottom. Um, they've done this, just wanting to help the protocols. And there's a ton of great information. You have your yield calculator, the number of bonds, the number of APR. It'll then tell you your daily, monthly, and yearly yield. Again, remember it is all variable, but it does give you a nice little idea. And you can see here, I mean, most bonds are getting, about 40 cents a day per bond. So it's pretty powerful. These lower TVLs, again, the APR looks a little bit higher, just because these are two other white labels that we have chosen not to disclose yet. This one right here with 50K, I'm hoping to be able to announce that one soon. And this is a private fund, so all that is coming together. And overall, everything has about the same allocations. It's just a matter of timing when we got into the positions. So that's what we'll potentially adjust the APR over time. So and this will be a great way to see the overall TVL through all the bonds. So when this number is at 10 million, that's our short-term goal. We could have the recovery fund paid within about 60 days. So that is so powerful, and really it scales tremendously. So we get 20 million or 100 million in bonds. And again, I know that number sounds ridiculous, but Beefy has $1 billion in TVL. So I think as more people find out about this, that's very realistic, and that would be literally tens of thousands of dollars a day, if not even 100,000 dollars a day going to the protocol. So all right, awesome.
Well,
Anything else on Fusion Watch?
no, I don't think so. Other than just maybe the Eshare competition, that'd be good to just highlight.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of Eshare, so this is a little fun little prediction game. I just rolled over, but this is great. You can actually predict the price of each share. So just like a baseball game, um, you can essentially guess the price, and then it's split 50-50. So you get half of the pot, the pool here, and then the other half is burning each share. So as you can see, we've already burned, about $500 worth of each share, and yeah, it's looking really good. I gotta refresh, but yeah, I think the numbers are even different now. But
It's super bullish that you can win almost $400 that we're also burning eShare, and that this is open to anyone who wants to make a prediction. And I mean, it barely costs anything to make a prediction. So there's a large pool up for grabs.
yep, 100%. So $2 per guess in USDC on BSC. You just click here. You enter the transaction hash and your guess, and you're good to go. I know Grover gave some insider tips. You can do a range. So maybe if you want to spend $10, you can guess a range too. So just submit as individual transactions, and then you get a little better odds for sure. So all right, awesome. And this will continue to go on. Again, lots of great stuff on Fusion Watch. If any of you are in the protocol, this should be your best friend. And again, Grover and John are in the chat always to answer any questions. So, all right, awesome. Let me get back to the notes. Bear with me. All right, LA, what do we have up next? Let me go down.
The
Hang on.
vaults.
Yes, 100%. So, let me go down a little bit more. All right, now I have everything for the rest of the night here. Okay. All right, let's go back to the vaults. And this will be appropriate here. Hang on. All right, so we'll get to that in a second. But all right, so this is really bullish. So a lot of you may have noticed a brand new icon here, and that is Avalanche. So again, we are slowly adding new chains back to the vaults. At one point prior to our issue, we had 8 chains that we supported. So we're slowly adding back. Avalanche is currently the next one up. So we're continuing to add more. Obviously, right now there's only like 3, but we have a ton. If you go to farm requests, this is another cool feature. Um, you can just copy and paste. So go to create proposal. All you have to do is copy and paste the LP address from Deck Screener. So it's super easy and really straightforward. Just find whatever LP you want to provide liquidity for, copy that on Deck Screener, paste the link right here, and hit create proposal, and it will literally show up right here. So and then you can go through and vote on what LPs you want to see. So obviously, Pendle. We don't have Arbitrum yet, unfortunately. That is the next chain in the works. Obviously, we've supported ARB in the past, but any of these Avalanche ones, like this one, USDC Avalanche on Black Hole, that is one that is coming. So all these are added about once a week. We add new farms, and yeah, it's bullish. So now we're on Avalanche. Um, what else is on there, LA? Sorry, it's hard for me to look at the notes and do this at the same time. Oh, for vaults, you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, one thing I just like majorly saw today that made me so excited is just how high the TVL is in the vaults. I don't know 100%, but I'm pretty sure that it's higher than the pre-hack TVL in the vaults by a good chunk. And that's just so
Yes,
impressive because we only have 3 chains on there right now, whereas we had a lot more chains on there before. So this just shows you the confidence that the community has. We're starting to get a lot of interest outside of our original community, and we're just really growing at an incredible pace right now. And this 5.2 that you see there, that's with the market way down this week. So that's even more impressive because when the market goes back up, that number will be even higher.
Yeah, couldn't have said it better, LA, for sure. We 100% are higher. I think the highest TVL we had, prior to the issue was about 4 million. So we're definitely higher than that, and we're almost at all-time highs. I mean, I think the highest I ever saw was about 6 million, and that was when ETH was like, all-time highs. So, you extrapolate that out, we're already at probably 7 or 8 million in overall TVL with ETH back where it was. So yeah, really, really powerful. And again, a great sign of a healthy growth and recovery. Obviously a lot more people are using the vaults. The bonds are the easy button, but if you have a little bit of DeFi knowledge or at least want to learn, I would highly recommend getting involved in the vaults on your own. And obviously the bonds use the vaults under the hood. This is our best in class tech that nobody else has. Again, I'll go over that in a minute. But Beefy, VFAT, Balancer, nobody has the tech that we do, which is really, really cool. So all right. What else on that list, LA?
I think that's it. Just that things are moving in the right direction. We're now with 3 full chains, and that the TVL is higher than our pre-hack TVL, which is incredibly impressive. So we are going in the right direction. We continue to grow and expand, and we love seeing it.
Yeah, amazing. So yeah, and again, we did a few great tutorials as well. We have a really great tutorial on the EMP site, YouTube site. If you type in Dex Vaults, it'll come up, and then we had um, uh, crypto after party and oh my gosh, who else? LA last
DeFi
week.
after
Yeah,
party
DeFi
and
after party.
Crypto
Yes.
Pride.
Thank you. I got it mixed up. Jeez, Lord. Yes. Crypto Pride, long-term OG, and then yeah, Christian with DeFi after party. That video in particular, it was about an hour long. That is probably the most in-depth video on vaults that we've ever done. So definitely go look that up as well. And there's a bunch of content, and we're gonna create even more as we go. But there is great YouTube videos out there if you want to learn more about vaults on your own. So all right, awesome. We did talk about power ups already. Again, their updates are coming. Just keep an eye out for an announcement. And then the migration. So I know everybody has seemed to go very smooth with the migration. Getting your credit from legacy contracts. Um, uh, you know, uh, if you have had issues, please open a ticket in Discord. And if you haven't done it yet, you don't have a lot of time. So let me go ahead and show you how to do it. LA, I think we have about 1 month left, roughly.
I believe we had said it's like towards the end of this month, like somewhere around the 23rd, 25th, something like that.
Okay, yeah. So again, there is going to be a window. Once that closes, then that's it. I mean, we've done more than enough on our side, and it can't be open forever. So please spread the word. Chances are, if you were ever involved in EMP, that you have some sort of credit waiting for you. So make sure that you do that. And let me show you how. 1 second here. All right, so and this is the big treasure wallet with the large ownership. Again, all this will be burned eventually as well. So all of you are getting almost 4% ownership back at some point. But for right now, again, you just log in with your address, connect your wallet at the top of the screen, and then there will be a blue banner instead of this banner right here, the purple home banner. It will be directly above it. It looks very similar, but it says migration, and it's blue. And then there's a button over here that says migrate, and that's literally all you have to do. So you hit migrate, and then it will create a microgrid for you, and your stack points will then appear down here. So if you don't have a microgrid, it will create one for you and show you. If you do have a microgrid, it will add the sacrifice points to your total. So it's really easy and straightforward. If you don't see that banner pop up, then unfortunately you're not eligible for it. But and if you click on it and have a problem, just open a ticket in Discord. So yeah, anything on that note, LA?
I think that's it. It's honestly very easy and very straightforward. And if you just follow what AJ just mentioned, it will be absolutely easy. Just make sure you have enough BNB in your wallet to have some gas to complete the transaction.
Yep, 100%. And then real quick, I don't want to take too much time, but obviously we'd love to have you stay and learn about the ecosystem. We have a lot of tutorials as well on what Fusion is. But if you do want to sell, you will have to go to Marketplace. You have to buy up here in the top right, buy some mENERGY. You can do it with any asset. Eshare, BNB, ETH, USDT. You need to buy about about $17 of mENERGY. It'll convert it for you, so you know that's about $17 US. And then go down here, and but pretty much everybody got at least $17 worth of stack points. So all right, down here, and you're gonna buy this battery right here. Split my position. It's 15 mENERGY, but you do need $1 to transact. So that's why I said 17 or 16 up above. Buy that battery. Once you buy the battery, then go to dashboard, go to split my position, and boom, there you go. So you can sell a part of it, all of it, or whatever you choose, and it will be calculated. You have to calculate it in eShare. I think the going price right now is about 0.002. You can look on the marketplace here to get the right value. If you go here and then it is a little hard to see, so bear with us. We're working on fixing that. But go to microgrids, and if you go all the way to the bottom, you can see the prices. Yeah, and go through. There might be some up there too that are worth it. But yeah, so right now, about 0.001 is about the going rate. So I might have to scoop some of these when I get off the AMA. So all right, all right. Does that help, LA? Is that yeah?
Yeah, and we have gotten some emails and stuff lately asking how to do that. And just keep in mind, there is a tutorial on this same YouTube channel. Just click on our playlists and you'll find it under EMP Fusion educational playlist. And there's a video specifically on how to sell part or all of your microgrid. And if you're bullish for the future, you should watch all those videos and learn all about Fusion so you can actually start earning from it.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. All right, great. Let me jump back over. All right, I think it's almost time for the alpha. I just want to make sure there wasn't any other loose ends. Hang on one sec.
Yeah, I think you covered everything on the notes except that last bit of alpha.
All right, awesome. So all of you that have been waiting until the very end, yep, we're good to go. So all right, and again, if you have any questions for anything, please feel free to type it in the chat. We'll get to that after this. So the alpha of the day is eShare is now on base. So what does that mean? Number one, that means that now we're able to utilize the vaults. And number two, it's going to give direct use case to eShare in a brand new protocol. So, all right, I'll get to that in a second. Let's start one thing at a time. I want to show how to bridge eShare. So a lot of you have eShare already, or maybe you want to buy some eShare. The most liquidity is still on DexSwap. So if we go over here, you can buy through DexSwap right here. Make sure that it is the direct pair. So you're gonna go BNB to eShare. All right, so that's how you're gonna buy eShare. Once you have bought eShare, then you're gonna go up here to bridge. And we will eventually have this on the Fusion website as well. But for right now, this is the front end. And you will go, obviously, this bridge is already set up for GDEX. If you had GDEX on Arbitrum, you need to move it to base anyway. Everything we're doing now is, in terms of vaults, is all the volume is on base. So that's why we're going to base. So you just go here, make sure you select base, and I'm sorry, you're gonna select. Jeez, I don't even know what I'm doing here. You select BNB because eShare is on BNB first. So BNB to base. So make sure eShare is selected. You choose however many you want. And then it's that easy. So I'll just hit max. There is a very slight fee used for gas. But yeah, I mean if you do one eShare, it's usually like 0.99 eShare because you're paying for gas in the eShare token. But it's that easy, and you can even add a different wallet address if you want to receive it. But yeah, it's super simple. You do that just like our for those that remember our pulse bridge. It takes about 2 seconds to go through. So and plenty of liquidity on both sides. So that's how you do it, and vice versa. If you want to bring it back to BNB, you just select base at the top, going back to BNB. So that's how you're going to bridge. And so, yeah, if you have eShare already, bridging is your best bet. If you're new to eShare, then you can buy and bridge, or go into our vaults. So let me go ahead and pull that up. And I will do an announcement on this, but I wanted to drop the alpha for all of you on a video so you see. But all right, let's go here. All right, so they are all saved. Perfect. So we now have 3 vaults on base for eShare. So if you want to keep your exposure to eShare, and not necessarily sell it or earn from the fees, then I would say these 2 vaults are important. So the eShare 100% compound, you can just do wrapped ETH. eShare, again, it is ETH instead of BNB because we're on base. You can just zap right in. This would be a great thing to do if you want full exposure to eShare. Again, just ETH, and then liquidity is still pretty low, so I would still do $100 or $200 at a time until we build up the liquidity. But you just have ETH on base, choose how much you want to do, and deposit. So this will compound 100% of the liquidity fees. So you'll always be getting more eShare from this. And then 50/50 is half the eShare is compounded, and the other half you get as eShare. So that's the other cool thing. The profit token is eShare now. So you get paid out in more eShare, and that is direct buying pressure on eShare. So even if you sell that eShare, it's still a net positive for the protocol because of the fees. So that's really, really bullish. And last but not least, the Fusion Flywheel Vault. So finally, we have a vault of our own that benefits the ecosystem. So this is a very slimmed down version of a lot of the major assets that we are allocated to in vaults. I'm sorry, in bonds. So if you like the bond performance, then you have a lot of the same exposure here. What you would do is you would deposit ETH in here, and then you get exposure to all of these. And one of the LPs is ETH eShare, and another one down here, Dragon X eShare. So we have a lot of news coming with that other protocol, Dragon X, for those that are familiar, and that may give you a little clue into a potentially new protocol as well. We'll have more info on that later. But we're also working on an incredibly new idea, utilizing some existing technology that I think is going to be massive. And that will be another revenue stream to Fusion as well. So, but yeah, I would say, allocate some fresh capital to this. You'll earn eShare. Again, your payout token is eShare on base, um, and the daily XPR is about 0.5% right now. So very, very juicy. Obviously, that will fluctuate. So just understand the risks involved. But overall, this is a great way to put direct buying pressure on eShare and earn eShare at the same time. And even if you sell, half or all even, it's still a net positive for the protocol. So really excited for that. LA, we are now cross chain with eShare. Is that cool or what?
That is so exciting. And wow, what a great daily APR on that.
Yeah, no doubt. So these are some of our favorites. Again, and this is a great example of how other protocols can utilize this setup to provide direct buying pressure on their token. We did it a while ago with Wrapped Elephant. The Flex Capital Pool is very similar. Same idea, putting direct buying pressure on the token, and now we've done it with Eshare. So yeah, so really powerful, and I encourage any other protocols that want to do this to reach out for sure. It's real yield at its finest. So all of you, I would say, even if you tapped out, $10 in this pool or in this vault will have a major impact. So I'd encourage all of you to give it a go and start earning more eShare while simultaneously helping. So, all right, and I will do a post on that so everybody knows. But there's your alpha, and like I said, we're about 10 days, maybe two weeks out from a new protocol on base that will directly benefit eShare and EMP.
Woo!
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and jump back over. All right, do you want to go through some questions, LA, or was there anything else that we forgot?
Yep, let's do it. Let's do some questions. All right. So we had one here in the chat that we may as well jump into. Let me find it. Not looking for financial advice, just hypothetically, if I have $200 to invest, how do I calculate if it's better to buy a microgrid or buy a bond to generate income to buy a microgrid?
Yeah, this is a great question. And oh man, I meant to have this up. So hang on one second, I can get it really quick. Bear with me, guys. Sorry about that. I have to add it every time. One more second. Sorry. All right, here we go. All right, I'm going to take their question down just so you can see. But yeah, the short answer is if you're brand new to EMP, or you have limited funds and you got to make the most impact in the quickest amount of time, I would suggest bonds. So this is a great way to do it, though. $200. Again, bonds are a little more than that, so you may have to go, bump your budget slightly, but buying one bond and then using the yield to support everything else. So again, you start with bonds, you use 40% of the earning to buy more bonds or to compound. Again, you have to set that aside because it may take a while to get enough to buy a whole bond. But that's easy. And then 25% of the bond will just buy and sacrifice EMP off the market. That always helps with the daily volume and helping peg. And then 25% would be to go buy microgrids off the market cheap, and then 10% can just be to pay yourself. So this is the again, if I was to say to pay attention to anything, if all of you followed this this structure, we would be killing it. So please, please, please do what you can to at least implement this strategy with one bond. It's a no-brainer for everybody. So yeah, great question though. LA, anything you want to add to that?
No, I think that, the graphic says it all.
Yeah, this is a great way to get you everything you want: exposure to EMP, real yield with passive income, and 10% to do whatever you want with even outside of our ecosystem. Go buy Doge or ETH or Bitcoin or whatever you want, or pay your bills. So yeah. All right, awesome. Yeah.
Awesome. There's another one right below it, but I guarantee you're not going to do the calculation live. But it says, can you do calculation how sacrificing allows to sell EMP more expensive if microgrid price is 0.02 cent and bonus is 3.82? How 8 cents is more than 28 cents?
Yeah, so again, it has to do with price impact. So I can't even do the math if I wanted to. But when you sell EMP, when there's low liquidity, you're not getting 8 cents. Or 28 cents. You're getting a lot less. So again, if you sell more than $100 worth of EMP right now, the price impact is massive. So and again, that's by design. we're purposely limiting the exit liquidity to have a recovery. And if you don't want to wait on that, nobody is trapped. You can by all means sell EMP, or like I said earlier, sacrifice into Fusion, and then even you may have to wait a little bit longer, but at least you're getting a lot more value than you would by getting killed with price impact. So yeah, I don't know how much more I can explain on that. Or just wait. I mean, that's the other option. All this real revenue will eventually, even without any new users. That's why it just blows my mind. People want to exit. I mean, I get opportunity costs, but it is what it is at this point. I mean, as long as you can be a little bit patient, all the revenue streams right now are pointed to EMP, whether it's through microgrids or liquid EMP. So it will automatically go up as long as people don't sell. But obviously, people sell, so it is what it is. And again, I mean, we can't do it all. Ellie and I can build amazing protocols. We can do all we can to have healthy economics, but if people sell, people sell. If people buy, people buy. So, it's definitely a community effort as well. So, all right, awesome.
Okay, awesome. Let's see what else we got here. Question: it seems all the vaults have the same risk level. What determines this level for vaults?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So we probably need to update some of them, but we've just been busy with everything else. But yeah, the short answer is the risk level is determined by liquidity, volume, and the underlying assets. So there is a formula. I believe it's even in our docs. If you go to the Dex Vaults documents, I think it's in there. But the short answer is you know um, the if there's under $1 million of liquidity and it's some token that you never heard of, chances are that's going to be a high risk pairing. Even medium cap tokens like Banker that have millions of dollars of uh, liquidity and good volume, we still classify those as somewhat high risk, just because again they are so volatile. And that's another factor. If the token goes up and down by 20% a day, and that's somewhat normal, then it's obviously high risk. The blue chips are the ones that really are labeled as safer or less risky. So Bitcoin, ETH, and stables. I mean, any of the stable pairs are essentially zero risk. So that's what determines that.
Okay. EMP old site, the end of an era. When's shutting down day?
Yeah, so that will be a very bittersweet moment for all of us. Yeah, the short answer is probably shortly after the migration ends. So, again, there is no reason to support that. Anybody, again, could still access the contracts. And, if we had people that had issues down the road, they can always open a ticket. But after, I'd say by the end of the year, the original EMP site will be no longer, and everything will be under Fusion.
All right. Can you launch a PumpFun?
I love this question. So, man, I wish it was that easy. The short answer is we have our hands full as it is. However, again, not to and don't read into this too much, but we have definitely been having a long-term discussion slash idea around a pump fund type protocol that actually automatically puts the LP into vaults. So that is something that again is a very heavy lift. It would take our devs, probably 2 months to do. But it could be something really, really cool where not only is it locked liquidity in the vaults, but then you have the LP management of the vaults on your own meme tokens, and you can produce yield for your meme token. So if somebody wants to build that on top of vaults, send me a DM. But eventually that might be something that we do as well. So yeah, but as of right now, no plans for a pump fund.
All right, let's see what else we got. So when will the revenues come to Fusion? How many months is a little wait?
Again, we get this question all the time. I unfortunately can't put a time frame on it. I mean, you know, it won't be years, but it's all market dependent. I mean, there's no Positronomics, there's no smoke and mirrors, and if the market tanks tomorrow, it could be a year. If it does, you know, what we think it does in recovery and bonds, get more TVL and everything goes up, then it could be less. So unfortunately, I can't give a time frame. I don't have a crystal ball. What I do know is we're building everything humanly possible to feed revenue to Fusion. So um, it's not going in my pocket. It's not going to LA. Everything that we do is for the success of the overall protocol. And yeah, I mean, I can't answer that, unfortunately.
Okay, so next we have a few from Discord. So let's hop into those.
All right.
Because we still haven't completed phase 1, is there a possibility to speed things up with introducing staking with multi-tiered bonus rewards?
I guess the question would be, where do the rewards come from? So again, like I was just saying, there is no more inflation, there is no more money out of thin air, no Ponzonomics. So if we're giving rewards to something, the rewards have to come from somewhere. So if we had staking, then that would mean less rewards going to buying and burning EMP or buying microgrids. So uh, the Fusion itself is a staking protocol. So again, I don't know. I mean, I'm not quite sure what the difference would be. You just sacrifice your EMP. That's essentially staking, and you get part of the rewards while still helping the deflationary aspect of Fusion. So yeah, LA, I don't know. You want to add to that? I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really do anything but reiterate what you said.
Okay.
Fusion itself is a giant EMP staking pool, and there's no additional rewards that we could just make up out of thin air to pay a new staking contract.
Cool. All
Okay.
right. I like it. I like the suggestion, though. Yeah.
Yeah. So here's another one. We did answer this one last week, so we do encourage you to go back and look at the timestamps, to see if your question's been recently answered, but we will go over it briefly again today. What's the plan for mENERGY, as we all bought big amounts which were supposed to be used for everything inside Fusion? Surely microgrids should be bought with mENERGY. That's the first part of the question. Then I'll have you answer it, and then we'll go to the second part.
All right. Yeah, no doubt. I think we did answer this on the last AMA, but yeah, the short answer is there's a potential exploit with, and again, I don't mean exploit as in like a hack. I just mean in terms of like gamification, because you're able to get a bonus on microgrid. I'm sorry, on mENERGY. When you buy microgrids, you could with mENERGY, you would essentially be getting an unfair discount by doing that, and then it can be looped over and over again. So that's a short answer. Number two, having everything calculated in Eshare puts more volume on Eshare, and now that we have vaults in place, that is going to be really powerful. I mean, again, the more volume, the more fees. The more fees, the higher the price of Eshare. It's a self-feeding and self-sustaining mechanism. So yeah, having everything priced and settled in Eshare is direct volume and direct use case for Eshare. So um, um, unfortunately, again, that is probably never going to change. And if you did buy a bunch of mENERGY by accident or not knowing, the docs, again, that's why we always say to read the docs and know what you're doing. Um, you're just gonna have to wait for more batteries use case. So, and that is definitely something we're working on. I mean, every day we try to figure out what could be another battery that we could add. We talked about a bond battery that would mint bonds. Unfortunately, you um, bonds are so expensive that and APR is so low that it would be hard to do a bond battery at the moment. But that is definitely something we could do down the road. And we've looked at partner protocols for batteries, so we have definitely a lot more use case for mENERGY coming. The short answer is just right now it's not a lot.
All right. And then this leads perfectly into their second question, which you sort of already just answered. New batteries create a great marketing buzz. When can we expect new batteries to come in?
Yeah, so we have a whole spreadsheet of battery ideas. Right now, again, we've been fully upfront that a lot of the dev time right now is spread thin. And adding new batteries is a heavy lift. So I don't really have a time frame, but as we see Fusion recover and as we get through a lot of the updates with vaults and bonds, then that is next on the list. So hopefully later this year or early next year, we have a lot more batteries that are available.
Awesome. All right. We got one more. I have a question regarding EMP and Fusion. Since 4,000 EMP are designed to equal the value of 1 ETH, what does the EMP plan, what does the EMP plan, oh my God, I can't talk, sorry. What does the EMP team plan to do about yields when ETH increases in price? For example, if ETH reaches 20,000 in the future, how will this system ensure that yields can still keep up with ETH's price growth? Does the team hold a portion of ETH in the background that can scale alongside ETH's price, or how is this managed specifically if ETH takes off significantly?
Yeah, absolutely. So the EMP ratio doesn't really affect yield. So what the EMP ratio or PEG ratio affects is fair market value. So um, to answer the first part, if ETH goes to 20K, that just means that, the fair market value and microgrid value is way, way higher, which means all of you that are in now, and again, why it's so important to build your position early. Um, if new people were trying to get in and wanted to know a fair market value, that would be the baseline. So again, and the market is only what somebody's willing to pay, so you still may have to sell at a discount, but the whole PEG ratio determines fair market value. Then, when there is no more EMP, um, and everything is in Fusion, then the PEG really doesn't matter, and at that point, we are a treasury company, which answers the second question that yeah, I mean we have ETH reserves that if ETH goes up, then by all means we can deploy that. Bonds is another example. We have full exposure to bonds with our treasury. We have our own bonds that we mint every day or every week. So that alone would triple the principal balance and potentially triple the yield as well in dollar value. So, yeah, it's definitely both.
Okay, awesome. I have one more that I accidentally missed, and that is, what happens to the EMP that has been sacrificed? Can it be used to generate income for Fusion?
Yeah, so unfortunately, the answer is no. Whenever the EMP is sacrificed into Fusion, it's essentially burned. So, and even if we had access to it, um, it's impossible to earn revenue on just a token. Like, there would be no possible way to monetize that EMP, even if we did have access. I know a lot of people have said, like, why don't we use that EMP to provide liquidity and deepen liquidity on EMP? But that doesn't work that way. So number one, you have to have ETH to pair with it, and number two, it reintroduces EMP into the supply, and that completely defeats the purpose of it being deflationary. So, yeah, unfortunately, there's no way to create revenue from liquid EMP, and the best thing is that it just is burned forever. So, that's the bullish part.
Awesome. Yeah, and of course we don't want to sell any EMP ever, so
Yeah, exactly. If the protocol used that EMP to sell, it would kill the price and reintroduce it to the supply, which then makes EMP inflationary again. So yeah, we can't just recycle the EMP.
So there's a few more questions here in the chat, and then we'll wrap up. Can't we actually
awesome.
make a vault same as Eshare on EMP? How about it bought and burned automatically on Fusion, all rewards? Is it even possible?
Yeah, so the short answer on that is no, because EMP is on BSC and we don't support BSC. So eventually we will again. And yeah, I mean, we could probably put together a vault like that. We don't want to bridge EMP to base and do it because the whole point of EMP is that it's only meant to be bought and sacrificed. So, and honestly, Mechanic, we do that on our own anyway. Like, we use the base vaults to buy and burn EMP. So, all of that is still happening. It's just not a public vault that other people can go into until we have support on the BNB Chain. So, again, AVAX we just listed that. Hopefully next is ARB or BNB. And then we can definitely do it. So
awesome. Next one. Question for the new eShare vaults. Is it worthwhile to convert eShares to enter the vault or start with fresh ETH?
Yeah, so that's a really good question, Marvin. So the short answer is, I would definitely avoid selling eShare to ETH to then enter. It's definitely better early on, especially to start with fresh ETH or from somewhere else. But again, I mean, if people haven't sold their eShare yet, they probably won't. And with everything that we have coming, this vault and this new protocol, again, this new protocol is going to blow everybody's mind. I mean, I honestly, and again, just to be a little candid here, I didn't want to do another protocol. I mean, obviously, we've said all along that we're building revenue streams to feed Fusion, but we're one thing at a time, right? So, but this idea is something that we've had for a long time, and nobody else. I talked to multiple people about doing it on their own, and nobody would do it. So it's such a good idea that we just had to do it on our own. So again, not financial advice, but this will be a massive use case for eShare as well. So if you're selling eShare now, you could miss out, on potentially even more gains. I mean, I absolutely think when this is up and running, and again, this new protocol, that flywheel is going, and the EMP flywheel is going, we easily see eShare back, above $100. So there's just so little supply right now. I mean, there's barely any EMP on the market, and once we have an event that really gives more utility to eShare, it could get crazy. So yeah, sorry. Hopefully that answers, Marvin. Yeah, I would say start with fresh, and then as we get more liquidity on eShare and the price of eShare goes up, if you want to convert some of it to the vault, then that would be the time to do it.
Also, guys, I just posted a link for the EMP Fusion educational playlist because We keep getting questions like in our emails and in our Discord tickets saying like, I completed the migration, but now I have no idea what to do. And so I just want to remind you once again that there is that playlist there. It makes it very easy and bite-sized. The videos are very short. And if you just follow along with it step by step, it will not be hard at all for you to figure out what's going on with Fusion.
Yeah, absolutely. And another thing too, AI is your friend. I know a lot of you may not utilize AI a lot yet, but if you literally copy and paste the docs URL into any AI platform, and then just ask it to tell you questions, you don't even have to read the whole docs. It'll tell you. So I've done it multiple times on my own, and it really helps. So again, back to like, we can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. I mean, there are amazing amounts of info on Fusion and, different strategies and videos and Medium articles and everything is out there. You just gotta, spend 5 minutes and find it because we have a very tiny team and a lot of our moderators are community oriented, and it's just as much as we want to and love to help educate, there's only so much we can do. So please try to find some info on your own too.
Awesome. We have 2 more questions, then we're going to wrap up because we have another AMA for HVM coming up shortly.
Yes.
So can we enable super chats on YouTube that can be used to sacrifice EMP?
I love it. So that's what I'm talking about. That's some thinking outside the box. So great suggestion. But the short answer is, I love the sentiment, but just use that to go buy EMP. Again, there's no reason to tip us or do that through the protocol. YouTube gets 30% of super chats too. So if you want a super chat, just show your love by using that to buy EMP off the market and tack it. I love it.
Love it. Okay, last question. Can you add functionality to buy microgrids with EMP, not Eshare, not only Eshare?
Yeah, so again, it's a little counterproductive to do that because, if the person you're selling your microgrid doesn't want EMP, then that's direct selling pressure on EMP. So, yeah, I like where your head's at, but the answer is no because, even now, like if you sell a microgrid, you get eShare, you can sell eShare. That doesn't hurt the protocol directly. Obviously, you want to see a healthy eShare price, but there's plenty of liquidity. There's no peg, so you can just sell and move on, or use that eShare, to speculate. But if we did it in EMP or any other token, then now that's no volume on eShare. If people remember, we used to do it in BNB, but we didn't get any of the volume from BNB. So the whole idea of having it through eShare is, helping the protocol.
Okay,
Yep,
awesome.
Grover, Grover said, well, that's word for word. So yeah, there you go, Grover, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. In a nutshell, that's the answer.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We always love seeing you here. It's been great to see some new faces and some old faces returning as well. We do this every Thursday night, so definitely continue to tune in, and we love all your questions. So thank you for showing up and showing up.
Yeah.
I mean, showing up and showing out.
Yeah, there you go, LA. I love it. Oh man, yeah, totally. Much love to all of you again. We get some great feedback today. The chat was more active than usual, so I love that. Again, never feel like you're asking a dumb question. I don't mean to ever come across as annoyed. So just I love all the feedback for sure. So appreciate all of you, in the chats. And yeah, we're really excited. I mean, those that are on this AMA got all the alpha. There's about 75 of you. We'll be doing a post in the chats, but definitely spread the word that EMP has a new protocol on the way. Hopefully by next AMA, next Thursday, a week from now, I'll be able to share what it is, the name, what it is, how it benefits EMP, how to prepare, and then the following AMA, about again 14 days, 10 to 14 days out, will be live. So, and if you don't have fresh capital, but you have eShare, that will be able to be used in the new protocol. So again, a direct benefit and use case to eShare or just straight Ethereum. So get ready for all that, what's coming. And yeah, I couldn't agree more. Appreciate all of you being here. LA, thank you for always being here. And make sure you guys join us over on the Honor for Madness live stream in about 30 minutes. We'll have some updates for everybody over there as well in regards to GG and what we're building. So, all right. Good night. Good day. Oh, wait. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Again, oh, I had it up the whole time. So, and we come to you every Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Eastern. All right. Much love to all. Good night. Good day. We'll see you next week. Bye bye.